Hi, I'm Johnny Gatt. Welcome to VR Jive's budget PC test. The budget PC used in this test is an AMD FX 8370 8-core processor, 16GB of RAM. It's running the RX 480 graphics card and using Windows 10 64-bit as an operating system. We're looking at Valve's archery tower defense game called Longbow. Overlaid at the top of the video, you'll see the frame timing data. A red line is drawn when interleaved reprojection kicks in. This line represents the threshold required to be below for 3 consecutive frames before disactivating. Reprojection is a feature that was put in to prevent motion sickness. Whenever your graphics card can't handle 90 frames per second, it automatically drops down to 45 frames per second and doubles the amount of frames shown. It was discovered early in VR development. If you had a fluctuating frame rate in the VR headset, people got motion sickness really fast, especially when the system couldn't handle the maximum 90 or the optimal 90 frames per second. 90 frames is the sweet spot. By doubling the frames shown at 45 frames per second, it allows slower graphics card like the RX 480 to handle VR experiences. The only time I experienced drop frames in Longbow or any experience within the lab was when I was 1, recording videos, and 2, a menu was loading or a game was starting up or ending. This was due to hard drive activity on my system itself, nothing to do with the graphics card whatsoever. All the games I experienced within the lab had exactly the same results. Very little to no reprojection time whatsoever. They all ran at the full 90 frames per second. So, unlike traditional graphics card benchmarks where you're seeing if your system can run at 150 frames per second for a sustained amount of time, with VR, it's either 90, 45 or drop frames. Whether you're getting 90 or 45 frames per second, you're not going to have any different experience whatsoever. The game and the experience itself is going to seem exactly the same regardless of whether you're in reprojection or not. The Valve Lab and all the included games and features is definitely one of the best experiences you're going to have in VR. And as this test shows, it's definitely something you can do with a budget system. So next we're going to have a look at some of the other included software bundles that come with the Vive. We'll not only look at the stuff that's bundled now, but we'll also look at some previously bundled stuff as well.